want you to see here is he prepared the way. This is what verse 4 is speaking of here. That it is written, and this goes back to the book of Isaiah. I know the King James says Isaiah, but it's Isaiah's what's being referred to in the Greek here. The book of Isaiah is a very powerful book. It is the most New Testament Christian book that you can possibly read out of the Old Testament, okay? The book of Isaiah, for 39 chapters, chapter 1 through chapter 39, is dealing with the judgment of God on Israel and the judgment of God of all the countries that surround Israel. And so for 39 chapters, Isaiah just hits it over and over and over again. God's going to judge you. 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 And he just hits those judgments over and over again. And then at chapter 40, there is a radical change in the book of Isaiah. Such a change, and it begins this way with verse 1 of chapter 40. Comfort, oh comfort my people, says your God. And from chapter 40 on, God says, I have taught you judgment, now let me teach you salvation from judgment. And at chapter 40 all the way through to chapter 66, God begins to say there is an escape from the judgment that is to come. There is salvation. It is in that context we read here in verses 4 and 5 where this is quoted from that book of Isaiah saying there is one who is coming to prepare the way. And John is saying Jesus is coming. I am here. John says I am not the Messiah. Jesus is the Messiah. Matter of fact, when Jesus comes to John to be baptized, John says the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. There cannot be a clearer description of that. When they came to John and said, are you the Messiah? He said, no, I am not the Messiah. I am not even unworthy to untie the shoes of the Messiah. And so John begins to preach, the Messiah is coming. I'm here just to tell you, prepare the way. This is the message of salvation, that everyone needs to receive Jesus. That we are to declare to individuals that you need Jesus Christ.